Man, it is with great sadness that I have to make a video about the death of the great John Witherspoon, man. John Witherspoon passed away yesterday at the age of 77. And the man has, I don't know, he lived a fruitful life, man. Like, I promise you, I was sad when I found out that John Witherspoon had passed away early this morning. I woke up at about 5 o'clock this morning and I was like, oh my God, not John Witherspoon, man. Just, man, like that's the individual who I always loved watching in movies, no matter what he was in, man. Vampire in Brooklyn. Bro, I was watching because Vampire in Brooklyn just came to, was it Netflix or Hulu? It just came to, I think. And me and my lady watched it about like 3 weeks ago. And when they asked him, this is when the police is questioning John Witherspoon's character, and they asked him, he like, big stinking ass wolf dog, right? And they asked him, he said that motherfucker, what he said, it changed, motherfucker changed, changed to a man, did the flip flop, just like a whore I knew in Detroit in '62. What he say? I went to the house bringing chicken and pretzels. Bitch love me, man. Bitch love me, man. That man said she turned into a man. And they asked him, he said, did the wolf look like this? He said, the wolf? He said, what, the wolf? Hell no. And like a chihuahua compared to that wolf I saw. And he said, you ever seen Wolfman? To the 25th power. I was, bro, John Witherspoon is classic, man. I'm looking like, when I'm watching that scene, I'm like, nah, this had to be all off the dome, like off the top. This off the cuff. Like, this was not no scripted thing. Like, just, you cannot write that, man. You cannot write that comedic timing. That's just genius. And he always just captivated you every time he was on screen. When I'm watching Next Friday, when he at the gas station, right, he got a boo-boo, he was in traffic. He get to the gas station and Stanley, his old neighbor's coming out the gas station. He trying to talk to him and he tell him, excuse my language, y'all, get the fuck out of my face, Stanley. When that man went in the bathroom spraying, woo, Stanley. Woo! Like, John is just like, I always felt like that was like my grandfather watching him on screen. Watching him on the Wayans Brothers when he's singing, and my love goes bang, bang, bang. That man was crazy, man. Like, I was always captivated by him. He was so silly. But, I don't know. I feel like he put his heart and soul into everything that he did. And I felt like, again, that was my TV grandpa. I was a little boy when the Wayans Brothers was popping. So I remember all the episodes. Me and my family used to watch it all the time. It still come on TV now. And I remember how just always Pops would do something crazy. They used to have him dancing, pop, 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 do the sugar pop. My man be in there, they be talking about pat the monkey, not slide, not slide. He be in there dancing and jigging and just having a good time. And I can imagine how it felt working with him. Like, I know it had to be just non-stop laughing on set. That Vampire in Brooklyn set, the skit, or not skit, the scene in Vampire in Brooklyn, that is classic. They had to be rolling on the floor, dying laughing when they heard him doing that. They had to, man. Like, I was just like, bro, how do you write this stuff, bro? Like, when it was an episode of the Wayans Brothers, right? When Sean was trying to start an escort service, right? And Marlon, he's like, I gotta think of a name. Marlon was like, I gotta think of a name for the company. So Sean said, I got it. I'm not Sean. Marlon said, I got it. He say, Sean's Hoes, right? And Sean say, no, I gotta have a more classy name than that, more classy. And Pop say, okay, I got it. Sean's Whores, right? I was dying. I was dying, bro. Like, this man is dying. This man is crazy, man. Like, from watching him on Boomerang, when he say he eat the pig from the rooter to the tutor. And you gotta coordinate. And when he told that man with Marcus, when he told him when the girl had him whipped, we talking about Pussy, whipped, like, and I curse, and I know I'm spelling out the word now, but try not to curse too much. But John he was just so funny, y'all. Like, with the cursing in there, for real. Like, all that we told him he was whooped, you gotta put it in reverse. You gotta whip that, you know what? That man said, bang, bang. I was like, bro, this man crazy. From him playing Robert Jebediah Freeman on the Boondocks. Like, I'm never gonna forget the characters that he played. Just Mr. Willie Jones, man. What is it, Craig? Get off your, he said, off your ass on your feet. Ain't no time to beat your meat. I was, the man, your mama told me you got fired yesterday. Right? Bro, it was crazy because D that was playing his mama, she told him, I wouldn't tell on my baby. He came right in the bathroom. Your mama told me you got fired yesterday. And then he told him, he said, I don't want to chase no dogs. That's the beauty of it. So I catch a dog, I took the shit out of him and go put my foot up his ass. Bang, bang. I was like, y'all, man. Oh my God. I'm just laughing. I'm reciting all of these lines off the top of my head because I used to watch all these movies that he was in all the time. Like all the time. And it just, I was sad when I found out that news this morning. Like I just couldn't believe it. Like, nah, man. Not John Witherspoon. And they was working on a new season of the Boondocks. I'm not sure if they finished it. I'm hoping that they did. Man, like, rest in peace to John Witherspoon. Rest in peace to my condolences to his family, his wife, his sons, JD, his other younger son. He from Detroit, Michigan, man. Just a great man. Just a comedy legend, pure comedy legend, and for real, seeing him in Boomerang, Vampire in Brooklyn, Friday, what he was in, Hollywood Shuffle, seeing him on all that type, Meteor Man. I think he was on Meteor Man. He was in Soul Plane. He was on the Boondocks. The Wayans Brothers. All of these shows were timeless. All these movies were timeless, and he made his mark, man. He made his mark. I remember when he was in the Sick of Being Lonely video, Phil Mob Sick of Being Lonely, when he was telling them, you got to eat the pig from the rooter to the tutor. Like, all of that, I was just, like, all of everything he did is just classic material. I'm stumbling and stuttering, but I'm just trying to think of, like, all of the stuff, all of the parts and all his parts in movies that I remember. All of that. Like, what he trying to see what else he told Craig, man. He had some lines, man, all the time, always captivating the screen and had the audience just in awe. And from what I hear, he was still touring. He was on D.L. Hughley's show not too long ago, talking about how many shows he's doing. He's always doing shows. He's always entertaining people. People always coming out to see him in droves. And it showed, man, it was a reason why people were always coming out to see him, because he was entertaining, but you knew he was going to be original. He was going to be funny. And he was just going to give it his all. He really loved comedy. He's a person, I think, that just genuinely liked to laugh, and he liked to make other people laugh. And that is a gift. That is a gift to have, man. Just always stole his show all the time. Bro, that Vampire in Brooklyn skit, I hadn't seen Vampire in Brooklyn since I was little. So me and my lady was watching it, y'all. Like, I was just dying laughing. I kept rewinding that part. Because I'm just like, this dude is off the chain, man. Like, how you keep a straight face acting that scene out? If I was Alan Payne and I was the police officer in that scene, bro, I would have been rolling on the floor. I would have been choking, gasping for air. Like, cause that scene is iconic. It's just so damn funny, man. What other parts he had in there, man? Golly. What he always has some crazy stuff. You always bring some shit down here. We told Smokey, get your ass from down here, man. He just always has some stuff. Like, he just always has some parts that you always will recite. On the Boondocks, it was this episode where his friend, because Granddad was a Tuskegee airman, and it wasn't his friend, but somebody he was an airman with, passed away. He hated the dude, but his sister was telling him, like, he wants you to speak at the funeral on his behalf. He wants you to deliver the eulogy. And his sister on the phone, like, how the boys doing? And he said, I hate them both. Bye. And then on the scene, he was talking about Huey and Riley. He told him, one day, I'm going to fill a bathtub up with water, and I'm going to drown y'all little ass or something crazy. And I'm just like, this is crazy, man. But always had iconic roles that people will never, ever forget. Like, I'm never going to stop quoting his roles, his lines on Friday. Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. He was hollering all of that. I'm never going to stop reciting his lines from Boomerang, from Vampire in Brooklyn, from the Boondocks, from the Wayans brothers, all of that, man. Like he always had a way for just stealing the show. I keep saying it, but I'm gonna miss that man for real. I never met him in my life, but it just felt like somebody that you grew up with. He felt like a grandfather, somebody that just watched you grow, and somebody that you just love to see all the time. I remember he did a Vlad TV interview, and I'm just like, man, Pops is getting old, but just so glad we got him. So glad we still got him here. And that's why it is important to give people their flowers while they're here. Give them their roses while they still can smell them, man. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast like 3 or 4 months ago with his son JD. And I heard he just went on a trip like about a week ago, a couple of weeks ago. He was on a trip and he was taking pictures with everybody. Magic Johnson, Cedric the Entertainer, Bill Bellamy. He was taking pictures with, who else to take pictures with? He was taking pictures with everybody, man. And he looked like he was enjoying himself. Him and his lovely wife. They looked like they were having a great time, man. But rest in peace to the late, great John Witherspoon, who passed away at the age of 77. I believe yesterday, man. That's all I got to say, y'all. Machiavelli Mills TV. Hold on. Y'all drop what y'all favorite memory of Pops is in the comments section. I want to know. I want to hear something that I may have missed, that I may have skipped over, something that I may have never seen him say or do. Maybe y'all can catch it. Drop it in the comment section below. Tell everybody to like and subscribe to the channel. But this is my video dedicated to John Witherspoon. Peace.